Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am absolutely freaking thrilled for this update because I believe a few months ago I put out an update that said like the most pans I have ever hit, and it was 4 pans that month. Well, I had to go back, double check my last update and like recount 3 or 4 times. But we hit 5 pans. 5 pans in a single month. I am absolutely thrilled. And I feel like now, looking at what's left and then looking at the rest of the year, I feel like this is possible. I feel like this is feasible. So let's go ahead and run the slideshow of all of my progress up until this point. And here is our palette now. Look how beautiful it is. We almost have 2 full rows of pan, and then adding up the rest of the pans, I think we have like half the palette now has pan in it, which, oh my god, it's so exciting to finally see this much pan in the palette. So to start off with, we hit pan in the 2 mattes right here and here, surrounding here. These are the ones that I felt like I was so close to hitting before my last update, but there was just a little bit of product left and I didn't quite hit it before the last update. Like literally right after I filmed that update, I think like a couple of days later, I hit pan in both of these. So I hit pan in both of them, and then I immediately moved on to like the warm shades over here. So I got pan in this shade right here, and I was just using that with like the warm red shades. And once I hit pan, I again moved on. I then hit pan in this shade right down here. And again, I'm finally digging into like these red tones. So I was using all the red shades. I was digging in. I was going for the shimmers, honestly, because the shimmers are so much more like loosely pressed. They're much easier to hit pan in than these mattes, and the mattes are so densely pressed, it's going to take me a while to hit that. But I hit pan there, and then I finally hit pan, if you see all the way down here. Our first pan in like this quadrant of the palette is in the black shade. So I'm surprised it took me this long. Well, surprised and not surprised, if I'm being honest, that it took me this long to hit pan in the black shade, because usually it's like the cream shades and the black shades I can hit pan in super quickly, because the pale shades are light enough that I can just use it as a powder to set my eye primer, so I go through those really fast. And then for black shades, I love using black in my brows, so typically I go through those super fast, using them on my brows every day. But this has been the year of discovering like brow gels, like tinted brow gels that actually work for me. Because previously, I tried a bunch of brow products, and honestly, none of the brow gels that were tinted ever really worked for me. But like this year, I found like 3 that actually work pretty well, and I've been leaning towards those because honestly, they're quicker, they're faster, they look a little bit more natural, so I kind of like the look slightly better. But I had to go back. I was like, you know what, I've got this one black shade in here, I need to just use it in my brows every day until I hit pan, and that's what I did. I hit pan in this like a day or 2 ago, and you can see, as soon as I hit pan, it's a big pan, because what I do is I don't drill down in these shades. I don't know if you can tell, but like none of these I've hit pan in have been like a single kind of drilled down hole. I used like the entire pan. So when I do hit pan, it takes me a lot longer to hit pan, especially in the mattes. But once I do, I hit pretty big pan. And that's why I think I was able to hit 5 shades this month, because that just like on its own, thrilling to me. But I feel like I've been working on all of those shades for several months up until this point. I can't believe we also, like this quadrant, like right over here, we have pan in every shade except for this one. I am so close, because what I've been wearing on my eyes today and what I've been doing a lot lately is really digging into these reds right here, like going super deep and then using either a bright shimmer from a different palette, because I really don't have a whole lot of light shimmers left in this palette that I do not have pan in, because really I only have like dark shimmers in here that I haven't already hit pan in. And I'm trying my best not to reach for other shades once I hit pan, because in order for me to hit my goal and really hit pan in every shade, I can't keep going back to shades that I already have pan in. But what I've been doing is taking these mattes, making a really dark kind of intricate look with them, and then going on top with a shade from a different palette, or what I've been reaching for the most are like my Stila Glitter and Glows. So my favorite look recently has been using like basically these 4 shades in a look and then putting, what shade is this? This is Kitten Karma from the Stila Glitter and Glow line, is putting that like on top. And this is bright enough that even though these are really dark matte shades, if I use this all over my lid, it brightens it up enough that it doesn't look like a dark smoky date night for work. So I've been wearing that to work basically every day. So I still have a little ways to go for most of these shades to hit pan. That's gonna be my protocol, what's the word? I can't think of words right now. That's my strategy. There we go. That's the word. That's my strategy moving forward, is I found that it's so much easier for this palette in particular. It's to pan a look. Find a look that I can wear literally every day and then just pan it, especially with the mattes. Like with the shimmers, I had a little bit more room to play because they were, well, bright and shimmery, a little bit more versatile, but also much less loosely pressed. These mattes are so dense. They really are, and they're taking me forever to hit pan in, but like I said, it takes forever to hit pan, and then when I do hit pan, it's kind of a big pan. So, weighing the pros and cons there. I've touched the green shades down here just like a little bit. I really do like using this light teal with the greens to make a really dramatic look, but that's not really something I can wear to work every day, so I haven't been dipping into them as much. I really need to start getting into these shades, even though they are, like, this is a matte, so I am a bit worried about this one. This might be, I think, I'm going to call it now. I think this is the last shade I'm going to be left with in the palette. I feel like that's probably the last one I'm going to hit pan in, because I can see myself using the browns, especially like for neutral looks for work and everything. These are the ones that are going to be the big challenge, because I don't know if I can make a bright, navy blue work appropriate, right? And I mean, that's me. Technically, there isn't a work dress code that I have to follow, but it's not necessarily the most professional thing to show up with bright blue eyeshadow to a work meeting. So yeah, so we got pan there. I hit pan here. I'm working in this kind of little quad right here. The black I finally have pan in. I feel like I would like to move over to this dark brown. I don't really like warm brows, but I feel like in order for me to get a move on these browns, I need to start using them in my brows. So I'm gonna start using those in my brows, and then maybe I can use this to like define the brow, and then I can go in with a brow gel that is tinted and that can help cool it down a little bit. That way I'm still using this and I'm getting definition, but then I can still not force myself to wear like a warm brown when I don't really want to wear a warm brown, but I want to use up the shades. So for the next month, I mean, we're going into October. It's my favorite month of the year by far. I feel like these are just like the perfect shades. These warm browns, these reds, these cranberries are going to be perfect. So I'm really going to be dipping into here and then using just like bright shimmers, either from other palettes or from, liquid shadows. And actually, let me show you what I'm wearing on my eyes today. So the mattes are just these 4 red shades right here. And then I recently got in PR a Tom Ford quad. I know. Amazing. So I got this Tom Ford quad. I have to say, by itself, it's a little boring. Yeah, it's a little boring. It's a little basic, but the shimmers are actually really pretty. So I'm wearing this pink shimmer all over my lid, and then I went in the inner corner with a little bit of that gold, but then I went in with some of the bright shades in the Morphe palette as well. And so that's another way I can kind of incorporate and test and play with other palettes while still using my Pan That palette. So that's been the strategy, is really to use the mattes here and then go elsewhere for like a pop of shimmer or glitter that I can wear on the lid that makes this a bit more work appropriate. So like this, even though it's a bit smoky, I'd feel comfortable wearing this to work. I did not film any looks for this because September was our busiest month of the year. Quite frankly, work was crazy, and then in our personal lives, every weekend, Alvin and I had something we had to do, whether it be a family obligation or an errand, or like we had to do something every single weekend. So we are exhausted, and we are getting ready to go on vacation. We're going on a week-long vacation in October. It's our favorite month. It's actually also our anniversary month. So we're going on a vacation, and I'm so looking forward to that vacation, but I am going to bring this with me. But because of that, I did not film any looks for this video previously, and I don't know how much I'm going to get next month, but I'm bringing this with me because the goal is still the same. And if I lose a whole week, I feel like I'd be falling very behind on this project. So let me do a quick count. So out of 35 shades, I have pan in 18 of them. That's not terrible, not too terrible. 17, yes. So I only have 17 shades left. So I am officially past the halfway mark for this project. I mean, is it a bit late? Yes. But I honestly think if I put pedal to the metal and I really only use this palette for the majority of the rest of the year, I think we can make it. I hope we can make it. I think we can. I think we can. Let me know what you think down below. If you have any suggestions, if you have any requests for what you want to see with this palette, let me know down below. So that is it for this update. I am feeling both super duper encouraged and also still slightly anxious because I'm realizing we have 17 shades left. We have 3 months left, but I think we can do it. So if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever a new video goes live every single week and a new Pan That Palette update goes live every single month. And I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.